My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You should Google that quote and look it up and read the whole chapter of where that comes from. As we are looking at the market today, and many people are panicking because we've got a little bit of a sell-off because of tariffs, I'd like to explain a little bit of things to you and give you some simplistic knowledge that you can go back in the past and find, and you gain knowledge also from the present. Now we're going to talk about this big dip from on March 16th, 2020, and that was due, of course, to the pandemic. But we're going to look at what's going on here and the big surge on fake news that we had in the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P. And we're going to look at this fake news, and this gave Trump a lot of knowledge in regards to what he has options to do. And I'd just like to relieve some fear that people might have, because there's a lot of people in 401ks. So let's take a look at some numbers. I'm going to get off the screen and just show these straight to you in regards to how many people are invested in 401ks. Now this is simplistic knowledge you can find on your own just by a Google search, total U.S. 401k holders. Okay, as of the end of 2024, there were roughly 70 million active participants and millions of former employees and retirees with assets in 401k plans, totaling 8.9 trillion in assets across more than 715,000 plans. There's some simplistic knowledge in 30 seconds. Now this is the big surge that we saw that took off on fake news right here, this big spike. And what happened is there was a report that Donald Trump was going to pause tariffs on all countries except for China. And you think about it. We have needs and we have wants. Most of the stuff that we want to buy is coming in from other countries. So the things we need, they are produced here in the United States of America. So their prices aren't going to go up that awful much. So if we're worried about inflation due to tariffs coming in on items and merchandise that we might want but can do without, I wouldn't worry about it or fret about it at all. But Trump knows now, as he's got 50 countries, that have come to the table and want to negotiate these tariffs. That's 50 different countries. China has not, and a few others have retaliated with saying, we're going to increase our tariffs. Well, that's all well and good, but now Trump knows if he gets countries that will come and negotiate, he can actually pause the tariffs that he set in place, but he doesn't have to go 90 days. He could just say, okay, we're going to do this for 30 days. We're going to pause these tariffs while we're negotiating. And that gives him some negotiating power. And all he has to do is announce that, okay, I'm going to pause tariffs for 30 days, and he will make the stock market surge. Because he just found out here what happens over fake news. That's like a test run. And it wasn't the Trump administration, but what I'd want to do is investigate anybody that put call options in around this area, and then might announce the news and said, we're going to do that, and then we're going to sell as soon as it gets up to here. So that could have been a manipulation play, and I would definitely investigate who leaked that false. Now this is one of the biggest one-day drops the market has ever seen from March 16th, 2020, when the pandemic news went full-blown crazy. So let's listen to this clip. It's 2 minutes from CBS Miami.
Wall Street went into a tailspin today because of coronavirus. The Dow lost nearly 3,000 points, closing at 20,188. That is nearly a 13% drop. The Nasdaq plunged 970 points, and the S&P was down 324 points. The Dow Jones's 13% plummet was the worst percentage point loss for the index since the infamous Black Monday in 1987. The fall has deepened fears that the coronavirus will throw the global economy into recession. CBS 4's Wendy Gillette has more.
The Dow Jones plunged further Monday, closing down almost 3,000 points as the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic continues to mount. President Trump says the economy may be heading toward a recession.
Once this goes away, once it goes through and we're done with it, I think you're going to see a tremendous surge.
Stocks tanked quickly after the opening bell, triggering another circuit breaker, the third trading halt over the last 6 days. The sell-off came despite the Federal Reserve's announcement Sunday it was slashing interest rates by a full percentage point to near zero.
They did it with a good motive, but the other narrative to that story is that, oh my God, if we're lowering it, if we're shooting every bullet out of the chamber, leaving us at zero, is there worse economic news on the horizon than we think?
One of the hardest hit sectors is travel. An airline trade group warns cancellations are so bad, without government assistance, major U.S. carriers could run out of money by the end of June. The White House says it's looking to do something for the airlines.
We're going to back the airlines 100%. It's not their fault.
Restaurants are also feeling the pain as more communities ban dine-in customers to slow the spread of the virus. The New York Stock Exchange is not immune to the new reality. Healthcare workers checked traders' temperatures before they were allowed on the floor Monday. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
Now, we fell all the way due to the pandemic news. See if I can get right on it. 19,173. But right now, we're at 38,000 in the stock market. That's almost doubled from where we were this low. I don't think we're going to go too much lower. We might get to here at one point, but then I believe you're going to see an uptick as Trump maneuvers trade deals with all these nations in regards to tariffs. We have had too much money going out of America due to other countries putting higher tariffs on us than we have had coming in by way of tariffs. That needs to change. It needs to be tit for tat or even Steven. I hope you all agree, because that's the best thing for the future of this country and our children and our children's children's future. So time will tell, and even as I'm speaking here, we see the market starting to move back up. So just hold on to the reins and ride this, and I think you're going to have a very good future if you are in the market. Description. You enjoy the rest of the day and be calm, have that inner peace, seek the truth daily. The truth will find you seeking.